Hi, I'm James, and today on the desk we have this, which is a Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Yoga Gen 6. And we're just going to be taking a quick look at what is upgradable in these machines and how to replace the battery. So, to get the back off the system, we have these 5 screws. These are held in captively into the base, so we are going to undo them, but they do not come out from the base. So for the parts that I'm using in this video, we have links in the description if you want to buy them. I have already removed the stylus from the side here, but I don't believe it's actually necessary to do that for removing the back panel, but just noting it in case there's any issues on yours. So with the 5 undone, that's just a Philips PH0 size screwdriver bit. And what we're going to do is take our pry tool, and we have the join here between the base and the chassis. And what we're going to do is just get it in there. So starting best is around where the screw is, because that will have lifted it a bit. Then moving onto the hinges, or around the back screws, and then coming down the side. If any of the screws catch, then just loosen them off a bit more. And then with that done, we're going to lift the back towards the front and then lift the panel clear. There are not a huge amount of options for upgrading in these systems, so really only the SSD is replaceable. Memory is soldered down on these, and as is the Wi-Fi card is attached to the board itself, so cannot easily be replaced. So in terms of replacing the battery, what we want to do, and this is a good practice also even if you're just upgrading the SSD, is to remove the battery. Now I'm just going to place the screwdriver, the screws on a little magnetic mat I have off to the side here, and there is just a number of these silver screws holding the battery in, so I think we've got 6 in total. People do often ask me if it's actually necessary to remove the battery, and I would always recommend it. So if you start working on the system and touch something while the battery is connected, you may short and damage the board. Also prevents you just doing something with the machine accidentally powered on. Some systems do power on when you open them and silly things like that. So with that done, we're then going to grip the battery at the top and lift it up, and that will disconnect it from the connector here. We can then place this to one side, and we're going to look at the SSD. So the SSD is a NVMe type M2 drive, and it is underneath this small heat spreader here. So by undoing these 2 screws, and again we're just going to keep the screws off to the side, we can then lift and remove our heat spreader, and then with that done we can also lift up and gently ease out the SSD. As I say, this is an NVMe type drive, so PCI Express, and this is a by 4 connector. I don't believe SATA drives will work in here, but it's not something that I've tested. But with this, I'd recommend going with an NVMe type drive. To refit, we simply have the drive lifted up slightly, press it into place, and slot it down. We then take our heat spreader, positioning it back on top, and screw the spreader back down. Although this particular system doesn't really need it at this time as well, we're going to take a look at how to service the heatsink and fan. So what we have here is the connector for the twin fans, and we're just going to gently ease out that connector for those and pull it clear. And then we have 4 screws for the heatsink itself, or the heat spreader and pipe. So by undoing these, we're going to work diagonally. They are numbered, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 as numbered. Just going to hold down this end while we do the other one. Doesn't really seem necessary, but it just stops it lifting up before they're all undone. With that done, we can then gently ease off the heatsink and remove the heatsink and fan. So when it comes to cleaning the fans and the heatsink, I would not recommend removing the fans. They are attached with 4 screws here, but then there is also some tape and some additional sort of thermistors, I believe, which connect in on here, and it's all quite easy to damage things if you're taking these apart. Instead, I would recommend using a brush and some compressed air to remove any dust which has built up along the front end of the heatsink, because there is this gap here that you can access it down. So doing that, you should be able to clear any obstructions there without fully disassembling the fan area and risking any damage. What I am going to do, however, is I'm going to switch this over and I'm going to clean up both the heatsink and the CPU and repaste those to give better cooling. So for this, I'm just using a little bit of non-conductive contact cleaner just to help soften and break down the old thermal pads. So spraying a little of that on here, and then just gently rubbing with a bit of blue roll to remove the old thermal paste and clean this up as much as possible. And then we are going to do the same on the CPU side. So just a small amount of this to soften and allow us to remove the old thermal paste. And with that done, we're ready to apply the new paste. For this, we're just going to squeeze on a small amount both onto the CPU and the PCH die, since both were pasted originally from the factory. We will then take our heatsink and position it on. And then I'm going to relift it, and we should have and with that, yep, so we have good coverage across both dies, and now we are ready to refit. So again, we're going to follow the order of screws on the bracket. So 1, 2, 3, 4. With this done, we now have to remember to plug the fan in, because it's always frustrating if you forget to do that. Doing our best to line that up and then slot it back in. So with that done, all that remains is to take our battery. We're going to position it and press it back down onto the connector here, and then we're going to screw it in. So as we can see, there's not a lot of upgrade potential on this system. The RAM you bought it with is what you're stuck with. While some people will say, oh, you can resolder memory on these, this is not a practical proposition for end users. So really it is just SSD capacity and the ability to clean out the fan to assist with performance if you're finding it's overheating at all. But I do hope you found this video helpful. With the battery back in place, all that's left to do now is to get the base on. Yes, I hope you found this useful and helpful, and if you have, do please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you would like to see more from us in future. If you are replacing the SSD, then obviously you are going to need to reinstall the operating system or clone the contents of your old SSD onto it, and we do have guides on how to do that as well. And now, so we take our base, we're going to position it against the front edge and slot it on, and then lower down. We're going to then do the 2 mid position screws, and then finally the back 2 as well, the back 3, sorry, as well. And with that, our system is reassembled. Our SSD would be upgraded if we wanted to do that, and repasted for better cooling as well. So thank you for watching. If you have found this helpful as well, do consider a super thanks if you want to put anything towards the running of the channel. And thanks for watching.